What's up, my Hummin beings? Welcome back to day 4 of the Hummin Being Challenge. I'm so glad that you have made it this far in the challenge. And today is actually really special. This is one of the most mind-blowing things that I think we'll explore in this whole practice. And you're going to learn to hear your voice in a whole new way. So, one really fascinating thing about sound is that almost every sound that we ever hear is actually a collection of a bunch of different sounds, a bunch of different individual frequencies. But when our brain puts the sounds all together, we just hear one sound. We hear the sound of the voice, or we hear the pluck of the guitar string. We don't hear, the 30, 50, or in the case of the voice, like 100 different frequencies that are all present in that one sound. It's kind of like a big sandwich of sound, and today we're going to explore being able to listen for all the different layers of the voice, from the very low frequencies to the mid to the highs. The human voice actually has some of the most harmonics of any instrument available on the planet. And harmonics are all of those different frequencies. So right now, I'll just make a humming sound, and I'll have like a main fundamental frequency, and then there's going to be tons of other frequencies coming off of it. It's not always something we're super aware of, as I mentioned. And it can be sort of a challenge to learn to hear your voice in this way, or learn to listen to a sound this way. This is how mixing engineers and mastering engineers learn to listen to sound. They learn to hear the lows, mids, highs, all the frequencies in a given sound, and then to shape those different frequencies to, make the music sound more clear and distinguished, basically. But in order to hear all the harmonics in your voice, it's one thing you can do is take your ears and just fold them over without fully plugging your ear up. That's not what we want to do. Just fold it over so that your ear hole is still open, but you're kind of listening more internally. And as you do that, you'll be able to hear the harmonics, the various harmonics in your voice with more clarity. The volume of the harmonics will come up a bit so that it's more clear. And then from there, you can play around during this humming practice and see if you can hear all the various frequencies, from the lows to the super raspy, airy highs, all happening at the same time. So yeah, I'm just going to fold my ears over and I'm just going to make a sound. And yeah, I can definitely hear all the harmonics with way more clarity folding my ears over. So that's really the challenge for today, is to practice hearing all of the different frequencies in your voice and just becoming aware that your voice is actually a collection of 100 different sounds or more, depending on the type of sound you're making, the vowel shape you're making. All of the different vowel sounds will change the harmonics that are present, so you can play with shifting back and forth between different vowel sounds. You can play with, like we did in past days, opening the mouth cavity or sending the sound to the nasal cavity. And just, develop that awareness, develop that ability to listen, and just experiment with that. It's really cool. I think once you experience it, you're going to really appreciate your voice in a whole new way. What's amazing is these flaps, these vocal cords internally, they're producing vibrations, so many different speeds of vibrations all at the same time, because these harmonics and these frequencies wouldn't even be able to be produced if the vocal cords weren't flapping at 100 waves per second, or 200, 300, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 waves per second. Like the really high highs that you can hear, like that raspy there's like a raspy you might be able to hear at the very top. It's probably like 10 to 15K, if I had to guess. And what that means is 10,000 waves per second. It's pretty amazing. Our voices are amazing. So let me know your experience. Let me know if you can hear the different frequencies. And as always, just be playful with it, have fun, give yourself space to explore and be curious. And again, as always, just noticing where the vibration is traveling internally, where you feel it in your body, how the different vibrations have a different texture to them, and just keep building that confidence and that muscle memory so that you can have your voice as a tool to use in your life for, reducing stress, regulating your nervous system, humming yourself to sleep, soothing a friend. So many different applications that you can use your voice for. Once you develop the confidence and you develop the muscle memory and the awareness to just use it when you need it. So if you haven't already, you can go over to my website, 111 Sound Healing, and download the free DIY Sound Healing Starter Kit, which is a ton of really helpful information for getting started with at-home sound healing and just the basics of why therapeutic sound is so beneficial, some basic practices you can use. Yeah, as always, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for bringing life and love to the world and to yourself using your amazing voice. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.